Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Top 5s, the only weekly Top 5 show in snowboarding that you care to watch right now. In this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 all-around powboard for 2023-2024. That's right, they're not swallowtails, they're not volume shifted, they're just kind of a do-everything powboard for those rad dad types of riders that just want to go out and blast some pow, cruise a groomer, and cut into a pow field off the side, maybe go in some trees, and possibly go to the top of the mountain and ride something steep. Just something that's very well balanced for all of you guys out there. Number 5, the K2 Excavator. It's like a medium volume shift, that way you can size down on it. It's got good float, a little bit of a decent taper to it. Just that shaping gets that nose up and the tail sinks, so that way you can kind of just slash and go around. And when you get on a groomer, it still holds an edge and you can rip a turn when you absolutely need to. Number 4, the Rosinal Sashimi. The big brother to the sushi. Now the sushi is short and wide. The sashimi is like a little bit longer and still a little thick, but not super thick. The nice thing about it is that cam rocker profile, when you load the camber, elevates that nose and allows that tapered tail to sink. So that way you're gonna get nice float, and it's nimble when you get into tight trees, but when you get on a groomer, you've got that serrated edge hold that gives you more grip, so that way you can rail a turn when you absolutely have to. The other nice thing about it is it's a very forgiving flex. You can be very laid back with this when you absolutely have to. Number 3, the Yes DCP Pick Your Line on Ink. It is a completely different board than the regular Pick Your Line. It's more damp, it's wider, it's got good float to it. And realistically, when it came down to number 3, it was either the hybrid or the Pick Your Line on Ink, but TC and I kind of made the decision this year that we were gonna hype that Pick Your Line on Ink, and so we're hyping it. That's why it's number 3 on this. You're gonna get solid float with this, that tail sinks well, that nose just pops right up, and when you get into crunchy, chundery snow underneath, it'll push through it and not get bucked around. Plus, when you get on a groomer, you've got that added edge hold underfoot, which is really gonna let you just set it and forget it when you're on edge, and you're just gonna know you're locked in. Number 2, the Nitro Dinghy. I had wanted to get on this board since it came out, and I finally did last year, and it floats so well. This thing is super wide, but yet it's got torsional flex to it, so it really lets you just be able to manipulate it when you're on a groomer. But when you get into fresh pow, that width gives you that float, and you can load the camber to raise the nose up, getting that optimal float, and it still retains its pop, so you can just sort of porpoise along as you need to. Honorable mentions, all great options, but just barely didn't crack the top 5 of this list. The Amplid Morning Glory, the Jones Mind Expander, the Endeavor Archetype. Like I said, all great options, just barely didn't crack the top 5 of this list. And the number 1 all-around powboard for 2023-2024 is the Rome Ravine Select, the big brother to the regular Ravine. What I like about the Select over the regular is that 3D shaping in the nose. That helps funnel the snow out to the side, but it's not so invasive that you lose that edge bite when you're on a groomer. The other nice thing about this board is, while it is stiffer than the regular Ravine, it's not so overpowering and demanding that you can't actually pop or have some fun with it. This board is basically a powder freestyle machine with a directional shape. I absolutely adore this board. The tail sinks well, it floats well. You can rail a turn when you have to on it, and that's why it's sticking out to me as just that good all-around powder board for 2023-2024. All right, this has been my top 5 all-around powboards for 2023-2024. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this list. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.